If you're standing in that driveway right now, watching your kids leave, wondering if you're doing this right, questioned whether they'll be okay, I want you to hear me. You are enough. Your love is enough. And your kids are going to be okay because you're doing the work. The fact that you listened to this entire episode tells me everything I need to know about the kind of parent you are. You're showing up. You're learning. You're trying. This is what matters. The road ahead isn't easy, but it is possible, and you're not walking it alone. Picture this. It's Sunday evening. You're standing in your driveway watching your kids climb into your ex's car. Your daughter turns back, waves goodbye, and you see it. That flicker of worry in her eyes. The, "Are you going to be okay, Mom?" look that no 7-year-old should have to carry. You smile, wave back, tell her you love her. And then you go inside, close the door, and exhale for what feels like the first time in hours. If that moment feels familiar, if you've ever stood in that driveway or felt that weight or wondered if you're doing any of this right, this episode is for you. Welcome to the Conscious Divorce Podcast. I'm Justin Milrad, MBA, certified divorce coach and financial planner, as well as author of You 2.0 and host of this show. I'm also a father of 3 who has lived through the exact struggle we're talking about today. Before we dive in, a quick but important note. The content in this episode is for informational and educational purposes. It doesn't replace professional advice from therapists, attorneys, or other qualified professionals. Every family situation is unique, so please consult with an expert who can understand your specific circumstances. If you or your children are in immediate danger, contact local authorities or the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Now, here's what I know. Your kids don't need perfect parents. They need parents who show up, who try, who put their well-being first, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Today, we're diving deep into co-parenting, not the sanitized version you see in parenting books, the real version, the one where you're triggered by a text message at 9 p.m., the one where you have to make small talk with someone you once loved and now barely recognize, the one where you're building something new from the rubble of what fell apart. But here's the thing that should give you hope right now. Research shows it's not the divorce that harms kids, it's the conflict. Dr. Paul Amato at Penn State has spent decades studying this. And what he's found is clear. When parents move from conflict to collaboration, kids don't just survive, they thrive. Better emotional health, stronger academic performance, and healthier future relationships. So today I'm going to give you 2 things. First, a roadmap for creating a co-parenting relationship that works. And second, this is crucial, concrete evidence-based strategies for protecting your children's emotional well-being through this transition and helping them if they struggle. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters most. Let's get started. The truth about divorcing your kids. Before we talk about tools and strategies, we need to talk about what's really happening in your child's brain and heart right now. Let me share something that stopped me in my tracks when I first read it. Dr. Daniel Siegel, a clinical professor of psychiatry at UCLA, explains that when children witness chronic parental conflict, their brains are literally being shaped by that stress. Cortisol floods their developing neural pathways. Their stress response systems become hyperactivated. This isn't just uncomfortable for them in the moment, it can fundamentally change how they process emotions, manage stress, and form relationships for the rest of their lives. But here's the hope. When children see their parents manage conflict respectfully, maintain boundaries, and collaborate despite their differences, they're building resilience. They're learning that people can disagree and still treat each other with dignity, that difficult emotions can be managed, that love doesn't have to just end because a marriage does. I know this from my own life. My ex and I went through a pretty difficult divorce, but I think we're doing a great job co-parenting because we're making sure that we're doing everything right for our kids. What kids need most during divorce. Dr. Joanne Pedro Carroll, one of the leading researchers on children and divorce, has identified what she calls protective factors that help kids navigate this transition successfully. Let me break these down. Number 1, freedom from parental conflict. This is non-negotiable. Kids who are shielded from adult arguments, tensions, and hostility adjust significantly better than those who witnessed ongoing conflict. Number 2, a continuing relationship with both parents. Unless there are legitimate safety concerns, children benefit enormously from maintaining meaningful connections with both parents. Research from Dr. Robert Emery at the University of Virginia shows that children who have consistent quality time with both parents show better adjustments across every measure. Number 3, consistency and predictability. When a child's world has been turned upside down, routines become their anchor. Knowing where they'll be, where transitions happen, and what to expect creates a sense of safety. Number 4, emotional validation. Kids need permission to feel all their feelings about the divorce: sadness, anger, confusion, even relief. When parents validate these emotions without judgment, children learn healthy emotional processing. And number 5, protection from adult concerns. Your financial stress, your dating life, your feelings about your ex, these are not your child's burden to carry. Let me tell you about Carly. Carly came to me 8 months after her divorce. She was drowning. Every text from her ex felt like a grenade. Pickups and drop-offs were war zones, and her 6-year-old daughter started having nightmares, waking up crying, asking, "Why do you and Daddy hate each other?" That was Carly's rock bottom moment. She realized that every time she engaged in the fight, her daughter paid the price. So she made a decision. She adopted what I call the North Star principle, a filter for every co-parenting decision. What's best for my kids? Not what do I deserve, not who's right, just what's best for my kids. She switched to app-based communication. She set boundaries. She's focused on creating consistency in her own home and stopped trying to control what happens in her ex's. But Carly also did something else, something crucial. She started addressing her daughter's emotional needs directly and proactively. She read books with her daughter about divorce. She validated her feelings. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to miss having us all together. Those feelings make sense. She created rituals that helped her daughter feel safe during transitions, and she found her daughter a play therapist who specialized in helping kids process divorce. Within 3 months, her daughter's nightmares stopped. Within 6 months, they had a functional co-parenting rhythm. And today, 2 years later, her daughter is thriving, not because the divorce didn't hurt, but because both parents choose to prioritize her healing. That's what we're building towards today. Age by age guide to support your children. Now, I want to get specific because how you support your child depends a lot on their developmental stage. What a 5-year-old needs is different from what a teenager needs. Let me walk you through this age by age with concrete strategies backed by research. Young children, ages 3 to 7, the security seekers. What's happening in their world? Young children think concretely. They don't understand abstract concepts like "we grew apart." To them, parent moving out feels like abandonment. They often blame themselves, thinking, if I'd been better, maybe Daddy wouldn't have left. Warning signs that they're struggling: regression, bedwetting, baby talk, clinginess, separation anxiety or fear of being alone, sleep disturbances or nightmares, acting out or aggressive behavior, withdrawal or excessive good behavior. Evidence-based strategies. Number 1, use simple, age-appropriate language. According to Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's research on childhood trauma, children need simple, truthful explanations repeated multiple times. Say, "Mommy and Daddy aren't going to live together anymore, but we both love you very much. This is a grown-up decision and it's not your fault." Don't say, "Your father and I have irreconcilable differences," or give them adult details they can't process or understand. Number 2, create transition objects. Research from attachment theory shows that transitional objects help children feel secure across environments. Let them have a special stuffed animal, blanket, or photo album that travels between homes. Number 3, maintain ritual. Dr. Bruce Perry's work on childhood resilience emphasized the power of predictable routines. Keep bedtime stories, morning breakfast routines, or weekend activities consistent even as other things change. Use bibliotherapy. Reading age-appropriate books about divorce together validates their experience. Studies show that children who see their feelings reflected in stories process emotions more effectively. Books like Two Homes by Claire Mazurell or Dinosaur Divorce by Laureen Brown can open up conversations. Number 5, consider play therapy. For children this age, play is their language. Play therapists can help them express and process complex emotions through art, toys, and creative expression. Research from Association for Play Therapy shows significant improvements in children who receive this intervention. School-age children, ages 8 to 12, fairness monitors. What's happening in their world? These kids understand more, but they may internalize blame. They're developing a sense of right and wrong, and divorce can feel profoundly unfair. They may feel caught between parents or responsible for fixing the situation. Warning signs are struggling: declining academic performance, physical complaints, headaches, stomach aches with no medical cause, changes in friendship patterns or social withdrawal, anger outbursts or irritability, excessive worry about parents or siblings, taking sides or refusing to see one parent. Some evidence-based strategies. Number 1, validate without oversharing. Dr. Lisa D'Amour, psychologist and author, emphasizes that kids this age need honesty and boundaries. Say, "I know this is hard. Divorce is difficult for everyone in this family, but this is between your mom and me. It's not your job to fix or worry about us." Number 2, watch for loyalty conflicts. Research from Dr. Constance Ahrens shows that children who feel forced to choose sides suffer the most. Never ask your child to keep secrets from the other parent, deliver messages, or spy on the other household. Create explicit permissions. It's okay to love both of us. You don't have to choose. You never have to protect my feelings or hide how you feel about your dad. Number 3, maintain routines and structure. Studies from the Journal of Family Psychology show that children with predictable schedules across both homes have significantly better adjustment. Use shared calendars, consistent homework times, and similar bedtimes when possible. Number 4, keep them in activities. Research shows that maintaining extracurricular activities provides continuity, social support, and stress relief. Don't let budget concerns force you to pull them out of sports, music, or clubs they love. Find scholarships or community programs if needed. Number 5, consider group support. Programs like Rainbows for All Children or school-based divorce groups help kids realize they're not alone. Peer support is incredibly powerful at this age. Number 6, monitor academic impact. Communicate with teachers, request that both parents receive school communications, attend conferences together if possible or separately, but with aligned messages. Research shows that teacher awareness and parental coordination significantly buffers academic decline. Teenagers, ages 13 to 18. The identity seekers. What's happening in their world? Teens are already navigating massive identity development, peer pressure, and brain changes. Divorce adds another layer to this complexity. They may worry about their own future relationships, feel angry at being lied to, or prematurely distance themselves emotionally. Warning signs they're struggling. Withdrawal from family activities, risk-taking behavior, such as substance use, sexual activity, or dangerous driving, extreme anger or hostility towards one or both parents, perfectionism or overachievement, trying to prevent further family disruptions, depression, anxiety, or suicidal ideation, choosing sides or cutting off contact with one parent. Evidence-based strategies. Number 1, give them appropriate information and agency. Dr. Judith Wallerstein's research shows that teens who receive honest but age-appropriate information and have input on schedules adjust better than those kept in the dark and forced into rigid arrangements. Say, I know you have questions. I'll answer what I can appropriately. And while your dad and I make the major decisions, we want to hear your preferences about the schedule. Number 2, don't lean on them emotionally. This is critical. Teens may seem mature, but they're still developing. Dr. Diana Baumrein's research on parenting styles shows that role reversal, when children become parents, emotional support predicts poor outcomes. Don't say, you're the only one who understands me, or share intimate details about your dating life, financial struggles, or feelings about your ex. Number 3, maintain boundaries and expectations. Research from the Search Institute shows that teens need structure even as they seek independence. Don't let guilt about the divorce lead to permissiveness. Maintain reasonable rules, curfews, and consequences. 4, normalize professional support. Therapy isn't a punishment. Frame it as a resource. We're all adjusting to big changes. I'm seeing someone to help me navigate this, and I think having someone just for you could be helpful too. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that adolescents who receive therapy during parental divorce have significantly lowered rates of depression and anxiety. Number 5, watch your new relationship carefully. Don't introduce new parents quickly. Research from the Journal of Marriage and Family shows that rapid repartnering creates additional stress for teens. When you do introduce someone, go slowly and never force closeness. Number 6, be alert for serious warning signs. If your teen shows signs of depression, self-harm, substance abuse, or suicidal ideation, seek professional help immediately. Don't minimize these as just acting out. Research shows that parental divorce increases suicide risk in vulnerable teens, but intervention works. Make sure you have 988 on your phone and in your kids' phones. I know that was a lot of information, but here's why it matters. When you understand what your child needs at their developmental stage and respond accordingly, you're not just helping them survive divorce, you're teaching them resilience that will serve them for their life. The 5 pillars of masterful co-parenting. All right, now let's talk about how you create the co-parenting relationship that makes all of this possible. I want to give you 5 pillars, 5 foundational principles that successful co-parents use. These aren't just nice ideas. They're the difference between families that struggle and families that thrive. Pillar number 1, the North Star principle. Every decision you make, every single one, gets filtered through this question. Is this in my child's best interest? Not, is this fair to me? Just, what's best for my kids? This becomes your anchor. When you're triggered, when you're angry, when you want to fire off that text message, ask that question, let it guide you. Is this in my children's best interest? For example, your ex wants to change the pickup time for the 3rd week in a row. Your first instinct, hell no, you're always doing this. But the North Star question is, will saying no harm my kids or just inconvenience me? If it's just inconvenience, consider flexibility. If it's creating chaos for your kids, hold the boundary. The question clarifies everything. Pillar number 2, business partner communication. Here's a mindset shift that changes everything. Stop trying to be friends with your ex. Start treating them like a business partner. You don't have to like them. You don't have to forgive them. You just have to communicate clearly, professionally, and with one shared goal, raising healthy kids. This is where the BIF method comes in. It's a communication framework from Bill Eddy at the High Conflict Institute. BIF stands for B, brief, keep it short. I, informative, stick to facts. F, friendly, stay neutral or polite. And F, firm, be clear about what you need. Here's an example. Before BIF, you're always late for pickups and it's completely disrespectful. Last week, we missed the beginning of soccer practice because you couldn't be bothered to show up on time. This is getting ridiculous. After BIF, hi, pickup is at 3 on Friday. Please confirm by Thursday evening. Thanks. See the difference? No emotion, no accusation, just clarity. This takes practice and it's hard, especially when you're triggered, but it works. Pillar 3, structural consistency. Kids thrive on predictability, especially during times of massive change. You don't need identical households, but you do need some alignment on the big stuff. For example, bedtimes within reason, screen time limits, homework expectations, discipline approaches, core values such as respect, honesty, and responsibility. Research from Dr. Mavis Hetherington's longitudinal study of 1,400 divorced families shows that children in homes with consistent expectations across households have significantly better outcomes than those navigating wildly different rules. Now, I know what you're thinking. Justin, my ex and I can't agree on anything. I hear you, but here's the thing. You don't need 100% alignment. You need 60 or 70%. And you focus on what you can control in your home while releasing what you can control in theirs. Pro tip, use a shared calendar app like Our Family Wizard or Cozy. It eliminates the he said, she said, and keeps everyone on the same page. Pillar number 4, the united front when possible. On major decisions, education, health, religion, big activities, presenting a united front shows your kids that even though the marriage ended, the parenting partnership didn't. Research from the Family Relations Journal shows that children whose parents make joint decisions about major life issues have better self-esteem and fewer behavioral problems. This doesn't mean you have to agree on everything, but when you do agree, tell your kids together or in the same way. Your mom and I talked and we decided you can join the travel soccer team. We're both excited to support you. That simple statement tells your kid, we're still a team when it comes to you. Pillar number 5, your own healing. This is the one people skip, and it's the most important. You cannot show up as a calm, grounded, intentional co-parent if you're emotionally depleted, resentful, or still processing trauma from the marriage. Dr. Diana Baumrein's research on parenting effectiveness shows that parents' emotional regulation directly predicts children's adjustment. In other words, your healing is your child's healing. That means therapy or coaching, a support system outside your kids, boundaries with your ex, self-care that actually fills your cup. When you're regulated, your kids feel safe. When you're triggered, they absorb that energy, even if you think you're hiding it. All right, those are 5 pillars. Let me recap. Number 1, North Star principle. What's best for my kids? Number 2, business partner communication. BIF, brief, informative, friendly, and firm. Number 3, structural consistency. Align on the big stuff. Number 4, united front. Show partnership when possible. Number 5, your own healing. You can't pour from an empty cup. Now let's talk about what to do when things get really hard. When co-parenting feels impossible, let's be real. Not every co-parent situation is low conflict. Some of you are dealing with high conflict exes, manipulation, narcissistic behavior, parental alienation. If that's you, I want you to hear this. You are not failing. The strategies just have to change. This is where we shift from traditional co-parenting to what's called parallel parenting. What is parallel parenting? Parallel parenting means you disengage from direct conflict and focus on creating clear, separate lanes for each parent. Think of it like this. You're running parallel tracks. You're both heading in the same direction, raising your kids, but you're not trying to merge lanes every 5 seconds. If you live on the East Coast, I kind of envision it as this. You're driving from New York to Florida. One of you takes 75 south, one of you takes 95 south. Gets you to the same place, but you're driving in different lanes. Here are some key strategies. Number 1, minimize direct contact. Use email or co-parenting apps like Our Family Wizard and Talking Parents. Keep exchanges in writing. This protects you and documents everything. And do pickups and drop-offs in public, neutral locations if needed. Number 2, detailed parenting plans. The more specific your custody agreement, the less room for conflict. Spell out holidays, vacations, decision-making authority, communication protocols. This isn't about being controlling. It's about reducing ambiguity. Number 3, the gray rock method. When dealing with a manipulative or high conflict ex, become emotionally neutral. Respond with facts only. No emotion, no engagement with bait. Example, they say, you never cared about this family. You say, pickup is at 5 p.m. See you then. Number 4, protect your children's emotional space. Here's where parallel parenting requires extra vigilance. Research from Dr. Amy Baker on parental alienation shows that children in high conflict situations need explicit permission to love both parents. It's okay to have fun at dad's house. You don't have to worry about my feelings. Protection from adult information. Never share court documents, financial disputes, or negative information about the other parent. Validation of their own feelings. You can feel however you feel about what's happening. There's no right or wrong. A conflict-free zone. Your home should be their sanctuary from the tension. Number 5, document everything. In high conflict situations, keep detailed records. Save all communications, document missed pickups, broken agreements, or concerning behaviors. Keep a calendar of events. Note any statements your child makes that concern you without coaching them. This isn't about building a legal case, though it may help. It's about protecting your sanity and your child's well-being. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael's ex was textbook high conflict. Every interaction was a battle. She'd send late-night accusatory texts, change plans at the last minute, badmouth him to the kids. For the first year, Michael tried to reason with her, explain, defend, and it destroyed him. He was anxious all the time. His kids could feel his stress. Then he learned parallel parenting. He stopped responding to inflammatory texts. He used email for everything and kept it Biff style. He documented every interaction, and he focused obsessively on what he could control: his time with his kids, his own healing, his home environment. But most importantly, he protected his kids from the conflict. When they'd come back from their moms with stories about their complaints, he'd say, "That sounds hard. You know I love you no matter what. Let's focus on our time together." Did his ex's behavior change? No, but his response changed, and that made all the difference. Today, Michael's kids are thriving. They know both parents love them, and they've learned something powerful. You can't control other people's behavior, but you can control your own. Now, I need to address something serious: parental alienation. Here's what you need to watch for. What is it? Parental alienation is when one parent systematically undermines the child's relationship with the other parent. This isn't occasional frustration or venting. This is deliberate manipulation. Here are some signs. Your child suddenly rejects you without clear cause. The repeated adult-like criticisms of you that don't match their vocabulary or previous relationships with you. They show no ambivalence. You're all bad and the other parent is all good. They refuse contact or become hostile during your time together. They extend animosity to your extended family members they previously loved. Dr. Richard Warshak's research on parental alienation shows this causes severe psychological damage to children, including depression, damaged self-esteem, and relationship problems in adulthood. If you suspect alienation, number 1, document everything. Keep records of all interactions, refuse visits, and concerning statements. Number 2, don't retaliate. Never speak negatively about the other parent, even if they're doing it to you. Number 3, maintain your presence. Keep showing up with love, even if your child's rejecting you. Number 4, get professional help immediately. Consult with a therapist who understands parental alienation. Not all do. Consider a guardian ad litem, a court-appointed child advocate. Work with an attorney experienced in high-conflict custody cases, and consider a reunification therapist if contact has been severed. Research from Dr. Stephen Miller shows that early intervention is crucial. The longer alienation continues, the harder it is to repair. I know this section was heavy, but I needed to be real with you because not all co-parenting situations are created equal. If you're in a high conflict situation, hear this. You are enough. Your love is enough. Keep showing up. All right, let's shift gears. I want to give you 5 concrete evidence-based tools you can start using today, whether you're low conflict, high conflict, or somewhere in between. And I also want you to know it takes time. You will not have a perfect co-parenting relationship on day 1. It took us a good 6 to 9 months to get to a really good place. Tool number 1, the feelings check-in ritual. Research from Dr. John Gottman's work with families shows that regular emotional check-ins build emotional intelligence and secure attachment. How to do it. Every night before bed, do a 3-minute check-in with your child. Rose, thorn, and bud. Rose, what was something good today? Thorn, what was something hard? Bud, what are you looking forward to? This gives them language for the emotion and creates a safe space to share without interrogation. For younger kids, use a feeling chart with faces, happy, sad, angry, scared, etc., and let them point out how they feel today. Why this works. It normalizes all emotions, gives kids a daily outlet, and helps you spot patterns or concerns early. Tool number 2, the weekly co-parenting email. Instead of 100 scattered texts, send one organized email per week with all the information your co-parent needs. Template, for example. Hi, hope you're well. Here's what's coming up this week. Monday, soccer practice, 5 to 6 p.m., all handle. Wednesday, parent-teacher conference, 4 p.m. In brackets, can you attend? Let me know by Tuesday. Friday, pick up at 3 p.m. per schedule. Emma's been asking about her clarinet lessons. Can we discuss budget next week? Jake did a great job on his math test, 97%. He's really proud. Reminder, school fundraiser next month. Check your email from the school. Thanks. Why this works. It's structured, informative, reduces conflict, and models healthy communication for your kids if they ever see it. Tool number 3, the transition ritual. Research from Dr. Joanne Pedro Carroll shows that structured transitions reduce anxiety by up to 30% in children of divorce. Create a predictable ritual. Before leaving, a 5-minute warning. Let them pack one special item, a stuffed animal, a book, a favorite toy. Quick hug and I love you. Have a great time. Do not interrogate. Did you brush your teeth? Did your dad feed you? What did you do? When they return, welcome them warmly without pumping for information. Give them 15 to 30 minutes to decompress before asking about homework or choices. Offer a snack. Research shows that food is comforting after transitions. No surprise there, right? Pro tip, if your ex doesn't do transitions well, you can still create a ritual on your end. Your consistency creates security even if the other parent doesn't reciprocate. And often, the kid will tell the other parent if there's something you do really well, and hopefully they'll include it in their own rituals. Tool number 4, the not my circus boundary. When your ex does something that drives you crazy, and they will, I guarantee it, repeat this. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Translation, you're not responsible for fixing their mistakes, managing their household, or controlling their choices. Example, your ex lets the kids stay up until midnight and eat junk food all weekend. You want to explode. Pause, breathe. Not my circus. Then focus on your home. Consistent bedtimes, healthy meals, stability. Your kids will feel the difference, and research from Dr. E. Mavis Hetherington shows they adjust to different rules in different homes better than parents think. What you can say to your kids if they complain about different rules. Every house has its own rules. In this house, we go to bed at 8:30 because sleep helps you grow and feel your best. At Dad's house, it might feel different. That's okay. Tool number 5, the worry box. This is brilliant for anxious kids. It's recommended by child psychologists, including Dr. Don Huebner. How it works. Get a decorative box and decorate it together with your child. Explain, this is our worry box. When something is worrying you about school, friends, our family, anything, you can write it down or draw it and put it in the box. Then we'll set aside time once a week to open it together and talk about each worry. Why this works. It externalizes anxiety so it doesn't circle in their heads at bedtime. It gives you insights into their concerns. Many worries resolve themselves by the time you open the box, and it teaches them emotional regulation strategies they'll use for life. Research from cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT for children, shows that worry boxes significantly reduce anxiety symptoms. Now, let me address the question I get asked most. What about dating? How do I introduce a new partner to my kids? Here's my answer backed by research. Slowly, very, very slowly. Studies from the Journal of Marriage and Family show that kids who are introduced to new partners gradually, after at least 6 months of serious dating, adjust better and have fewer behavioral issues. The guidelines. Wait at least 6 months of exclusive dating before introducing them to your kids. Start with brief, casual interactions. Ice cream, a park visit. Don't force closeness. Let the relationship develop naturally. Be clear with your partner about boundaries and your kids' needs. Never, ever badmouth your ex in front of the new partner or your kids. Don't have partners stay overnight until the relationship is very serious and you've discussed it with your kids. Your kids have been through enough change. Don't rush this. Let me close with this. Co-parenting after divorce is one of the hardest but most important things you'll ever do. There will be days when you want to give up, days when you feel like you're failing, days when you wonder why, days when you wonder if any of this is making a difference, and also days where you're succeeding and doing great. But here's what I know. Your kids are watching. They're watching how you handle disappointment, how you set boundaries, how you show up even when it's hard, how you treat someone you no longer love but still have to work with. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not next year, but one day they're going to look back and realize my parents loved me enough to do the hard thing. They put me first They chose peace over being right. They showed me what it looks like to be resilient. That is the legacy you're building. Dr. Paul Amato's research is crystal clear. When parents prioritize their kids' well-being over their own conflict, those kids don't just survive divorce, they thrive. They become emotionally resilient, emotionally intelligent, capable of healthy relationships, stronger because of what they've navigated, not in spite of it. You are giving them a gift. I also want to say this. You don't have to do this perfectly. There will be moments when you lose your temper, when you send a text you regret, when you fall short of your own standards, when your child asks a question you don't know how to answer. That's okay. You're human. What matters is that you keep trying, that you keep showing up, that you keep choosing your kids' well-being over your own ego, that when you mess up, you repair, you apologize, you reconnect, and you try again. This is what makes a great parent. And here's something beautiful. Research from post-traumatic growth shows that children who navigate divorce with parents who handle it well often develop exceptional strengths, empathy, adaptability, emotional intelligence, and resilience that serves them throughout their lives. Your kids can emerge from this not broken, but stronger, and you're the one making that possible. All right, friends, that's what I got for you today. Let me recap our big ideas on protecting your kids. Number one, it's not the divorce, it's the conflict. Shield them from it. Number two, understand their developmental needs and respond accordingly. Number three, give them emotional validation, consistency, and connection with both parents. Number four, watch for warning signs and get help early if they're struggling. On co-parenting, number one, use the North Star principle. What's best for my kids? Number two, communicate like a business partner using BIF. Number three, create consistency where you can. Release what you can control. Number four, if it's high conflict, shift to parallel parenting and protect your kids from the chaos. Number five, your healing directly impacts your children's adjustment. Tools you can use today: the feelings check-in ritual, weekly co-parenting email, transition rituals, not my circus boundaries, and worry box for anxious kids. If you got value from this episode, here's what I'd love for you to do. Share it, send it to a friend who's navigating co-parenting issues, text it to someone in your divorce support group, post it wherever you think it might help someone who's struggling. Leave a review. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, a 5-star review helps more parents find this show when they need it most. Reach out. I genuinely want to hear from you. What resonated? What's one thing you're going to try this week? What questions do you still have? Check out my website at www.reclaimandreboot.me, and that's how you can get a hold of me. And if you want to go deeper, check out my book, You 2.0, Divorce: A Better Way Forward. It's available on Amazon and everywhere else books are sold. One more thing before you go. If you're standing in that driveway right now, watching your kids leave, wondering if you're doing this right, questioned whether they'll be okay, I want you to hear me. You are enough. Your love is enough. And your kids are going to be okay because you're doing the work. The fact that you listened to this entire episode tells me everything I need to know about the kind of parent you are. You're showing up. You're learning. You're trying. This is what matters. The road ahead isn't easy, but it is possible, and you're not walking it alone. Until next time, keep rising, keep growing, keep showing up for the people who need you most. I'm Justin Milrad, and this is the Conscious Divorce Podcast. Have a great day.